I never imagined I'd return to my childhood home in Seattle, just to be told I didn't exist. They've erased me, I whispered, my heart pounding with disbelief. The coastal breeze howled, sweeping dust across the front steps where I once carnal-hauled jack-o'-lanterns and strung up Thanksgiving garlands with Dad. This was the same cedar porch where I'd learned to ride a bike and posed for my first day of high school, with Mom beaming behind the camera. But now, my father stood in the doorway, his face devoid of warmth. "Sophie," he said, tone stiff, eyes cold. "We don't have a daughter. Leave or I'm calling the police. You're dead to us," he barked, his words cutting like a knife. Behind him, my younger sister Emma lounged against the frame, arms crossed, smug grin painted on. The spare keys to my old bedroom jingled from her pocket. "You're nothing now," she taunted, her smirk dripping with venom. She'd always resented my ambition, my education, my success, my bond with our parents. At 37, I was living in downtown Denver, leading corporate strategy for a Fortune 500 company, and making more in a quarter than most saw in a year. Every month I wired money, $4,000, 0 cents to cover their rent, $2,500, 0 cents toward Emma's student loans and car, even paid $60,000, 0 cents for Mom's knee surgery last summer when their coverage fell short. I gave them everything, I thought, my anger rising at their betrayal. "Dad," I said quietly, "we just talked last week. Mom said she was making her apple cider roast." "You're lying to my face," I snapped, my voice trembling with hurt. He didn't blink. "You're mistaken. We only have one child, Emma. Please leave. Get out. You're not family," he shouted, slamming his fist on the doorframe. Then the door shut through the stained glass. I watched them walk away, back to the dinner I'd helped pay for, back to a table I wasn't welcome at. The banking app on my phone glowed. My thumb hovered over cancel transfers. "Miss Foster?" It was Mrs. Thompson, our neighbor of 2 decades. Her brows were knit with worry. "Everything okay?" They turned on me, I confessed, welling in my eyes. I smiled faintly. "It's even misunderstanding," I murmured. "Misunderstanding?" Mrs. Thompson frowned. "But I saw your folks packing the pickup truck this morning. Suitcases, cooler, the works. Your mom said they were headed to Emma's new condo for Christmas. Said it would be the 3 of them, a proper family holiday. They used me," I gasped, the truth hitting like a punch. It hit me all at once. The same sister who begged me in August for help covering her rent and medical bills. I unlocked my phone and pulled up the bank app. My parents' joint account, the one I'd added myself to last year to better manage their bills, showed a series of large withdrawals, timed perfectly with the date that condo was purchased. They used my money, funds meant for their rent, medical bills, and groceries, to buy Emma a vacation home, and now they were pretending I did. "They stole my life," I hissed, my fingers trembling with rage. I pressed down on the cancel button. "All future transfers gone." "Thank you, Mrs. Thompson," I said softly. "You've helped more than you know." Back in the car, the organic ham sat cooling in its fancy foil, untouched. My phone buzzed. A message from Emma. "Too late to cancel anything. They already pulled next month's cash. Enjoy your sad little dinner." "Oh, wait. You're not part of the family anymore. You'll pay for this," I muttered, my resolve hardening. I didn't reply. Instead of going home, I drove to my firm's regional headquarters in downtown Denver. Quiet, almost empty. I logged in and opened the financial records, my parents' accounts, everyone I'd ever helped manage. The annual restores, car dealerships, pricey bistro. But worse, offshore transfers, shell payments, cloaked accounts. This wasn't reckless spending, it was criminal. And as a licensed fiduciary, I was legally obligated to report it, even if it meant turning in my own family. Especially then, they betrayed me, now I'll expose them, I vowed, my heart racing with purpose. I reached for the office landline, fingers steady. I dialed a number I'd bookmarked long ago, hoping I'd never need it. "This is Sophie Foster, Chief Strategy Officer at Brighton & Co. I need to report suspected financial fraud and possible money laundering." My tone was calm. Too calm. "Yes," I confirmed. "I have full documentation, bank records, timelines, and account access." The agent on the other end responded with clipped professionalism, walking me through the process. I answered every question, including the one I dreaded most. "The subjects," I said softly. They're my immediate family. They're criminals, I added, my voice steady despite the pain. As I hung up, my phone buzzed again. A group chat I didn't recognize. Photos flooded the screen. Emma holding a glass of wine, my parents smiling at the head of the table. The same table I wasn't welcome at in the background. Mom's apple cider roast, my recipe, perfect family dinner, just us, no leeches allowed. You're gloating now, but not for long, I thought, my jaw clenching. I leaned back, gazing over Denver's skyline as the city lit up below. They thought I'd stay silent, that I'd stay broken. They were wrong. Opened my laptop and sent 3 emails. One to my attorney, one to a forensic analyst, and one to a real estate agent. I was selling the condo. I didn't need luxury anymore, not when there was no one left to support but myself. Then another text came in from an unknown number. Sophie, this is Mrs. Thompson. My porch cam caught your parents and Emma after you left. They were laughing, bragging. I realized a grim smile forming. My lips curved into a smile for the first time that day. Thank you, Mrs. Thompson, I typed back. I'm going to need it all. Tomorrow I'd begin reminding them who I was, their daughter, their sister, and soon their reckoning. If you've been holding your breath with me this far, you'll want to see what happens next, because tomorrow I don't just fight back. I change everything. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss how I turned my betrayal into a reckoning they never saw coming. Did you see her face? Emma had laughed, twirling the keys to my old bedroom like a trophy. Little Miss Corporate finally got knocked down. She'll be crawling back. She always does. You're delusional, I thought, my anger fueling my resolve. Mom chimed in, voice sharp. Throwing money at us like that makes her feel important, but we got what we wanted. The condo's ours now. You used me, I muttered, replaying their cruel words. Dad added, his tone smug. And thanks to my daughter's brilliant offshore idea, she'll never trace where the rest of it went. You're all thieves, I hissed, my heart pounding with betrayal. I paused the recording and looked at David Carter, my forensic accountant, across his desk in the Mile High district. His face was grim. They gave us everything, he said. Intent, offshore accounts, coordinated fraud. This isn't just betrayal anymore, Sophie. This is criminal. I slid over a binder. Here's everything I've compiled. Withdrawals, transfers, real estate records. I need to know how far this goes. He spent the afternoon reviewing, his frown deepening with every flagged transaction. Finally, he set the papers down. Your sister isn't just blowing your money. These patterns suggest she's funneling funds through the tech startup. Laundering and your parents' accounts are the wash. Your deposits, they're being used to legitimize illegal inflows. My stomach clenched. How much are we talking about? He circled several totals in red ink. North of $3 million, 0 cents just this year. The condo was a decoy. Every guilt trip. Emma's fake tears, Mom's medical sob stories, was bait. They played me for years, I said, my voice shaking with fury. What do we do next? I asked. The feds are looped in, David said. But if you want airtight evidence, we move now before they wipe it all. I showed him Emma's latest text. Thanks for cutting us off. Mom's crying about her meds. Hope you're happy being cold-blued. They're still manipulating me, I snapped, my anger boiling over. They still think I'm in the dark, I muttered. That's your edge, David said quietly. But Sophie, get ready. When this blows up, it's going to get ugly. Family fraud cases usually do, David muttered. I thought of my father's flat denial, my mother's calculated cruelty, and Emma's gloating smirk like she'd finally won some lifelong competition. It's already ugly, I replied quietly. Let's just make it honest. They'll pay for every lie, I vowed, my resolve unshakable. The next morning, I met with my attorney, Laura Bennett, in her high-rise office, 17th Street. Her reputation for dismantling complex white-collar crime cases preceded her, and she didn't disappoint. The good news, she said, flipping through the documents, is that you've documented everything, clean, time-stamped, undeniable. She paused. The challenge, your name's on a few of these joint accounts. We'll need to draw a very clear line. I pulled up my archived emails and texts. Every time they asked for money, they gave me specific stories. Bills, medical expenses, insurance gaps. I can prove they lied about the purpose of every transfer. They thought I'd never check, I said, my voice cold with determination. She nodded. That helps. We'll also need character witnesses, people who can attest to your ethics. Mrs. Thompson already agreed to testify about Christmas, I said, and my colleagues at Brighton and Cole will confirm my role in professional conduct. Laura made a note. Now, about Emma's business partner, our audit suggests the tech startup is a shell. I paused. There's a name I heard often. Nathan Brooks. Emma called him a silent investor. Laura's eyes narrowed. Nathan Brooks. Her voice dropped. Sophie, that's organized crime. If your family's working with him, this is bigger than fraud. They're in deeper than I thought, I gasped, my heart racing with dread. The room felt colder. What do we do? I asked. We take this to the FBI today. We'll bury them, I said, my voice firm with conviction. By evening, I was in a federal office building sitting across from 2 agents. We went through everything. Recordings, transfers, property records. This is bigger than you think, Agent Ramirez said. But you did the right thing. Now don't contact your family. No calls, no responses. Let us take it from here. That night, in my quiet apartment in Lodo, a new message buzzed on my phone. A photo of my parents and Emma at an upscale restaurant. Caption, dinner at Brooks Bistro. Only real family deserves the best. Owned by Nathan Brooks. You're flaunting your crimes, I thought, my jaw clenching with anger. I stared at the restaurant photo to Agent Ramirez, then blocked the number they'd used to send it. The level believe I was sulking, too heartbroken to fight back. Let them revel in their false security and stolen luxuries. The investigation was gaining momentum. Their world would collapse soon enough. My phone rang again. Mrs. Thompson, honey, your sister stopped by, angry, demanding your new address, said you needed to be taught a lesson in loyalty. I thanked her and immediately called Agent Ramirez. Within the hour, I had federal protection. We've seen this before, he told me. When fraudsters sense the end, they lash out at the ones exposing them. They'll never touch me, I vowed, my voice steady with defiance. That night, lying in bed, I opened my photo gallery. Birthday cakes, Thanksgiving feasts, family picnics, images from a life that now felt staged. I stared at them one last time, then deleted everything. The past was over. The future demanded my full focus. A message from David lit up my phone. Found something big in the offshore transmissions. 8 a.m. Tomorrow might be our smoking gun. I set my alarm, heart steady, one step closer. The next morning, David's office was eerily quiet. He gestured me inside, his monitors glowing with transaction flows and layered charts. You might want to sit, he said. Remember those offshore accounts? They weren't just shielding your money. Emma's company was at the center of a vehicle export scam. The screen revealed the web. Laundered funds buying luxury vehicles exported at fake premiums, insurance fraud tied in my parents' accounts. Clean the payouts, estimate 18 million. 3 years. Then he hesitated. There's more, Sophie. Something personal. He opened a file. A trust agreement. One I'd never seen before. Your grandmother's inheritance, David said gently. The one your parents claimed went to Emma because of her dying wishes. It was meant for you. All of it. They stole my legacy, I cried, tears of betrayal streaming. My hands trembled. But they showed me her will. They said she thought Emma needed it more. David shook his head. They forged the documents, we recovered the original and encrypted backups from your father's cloud storage. Sophie, she named you as sole heir. There's even a letter she wrote explaining why. My chest tightened. Grandma Ruth had passed 4 years ago. I'd trusted my parents. Then my phone buzzed. It was Agent Ramirez. Mrs. Foster, we're moving in today. The evidence is overwhelming. We believe your family's preparing to flee the country. Stay clear of all connected locations. They're running, I exclaimed, my heart racing with urgency. As if on cue, a message flashed on my work phone. Security desk. Mrs. Foster, your sister Emma is in the lobby. She's demanding to see you. Absolutely not, I said. If she returns, contact this number immediately. She's desperate to stop me. Sighed. I thought, my resolve hardening. I forwarded Agent Ramirez's line. The next few hours passed in David's office, watching updates roll in. The FBI raided multiple sites, the dealership, the beach house, their home, and 3 other properties I never even knew existed. At 3:15 p.m. my phone buzzed. Breaking FBI raids, luxury car dealership. Key figures arrested in $180 million 0 cents fraud. Moments later, the messages poured in. "Mom, how could you do this to us? You ruined us," she screamed, her desperation clear. "Dad, you've betrayed your blood. You're no daughter," he raged, his words hollow. "Emma, you'll regret this, Sophie. Watch your back." "You'll never win," she threatened, her fear palpable. I forwarded each one to Agent Ramirez. Then came a message from Mrs. Thompson, a video attachment. "Thought you should see this," she wrote. "They broke into your old bedroom before the FBI got there, looking for something under the floorboards." I pressed play. There they were, Mom, Dad, and Emma, desperate, pulling a plank, scrambling for something. "They're panicking," I thought, a grim smile forming. I smiled faintly. Didn't know I'd moved the documents years ago to the closet compartment only I knew existed, and during my last visit, I had left a recorder there just in case. "Check my old closet," I texted Agent Ramirez. "And candle, back right corner, might be something useful." An hour later, she called. "We found it. Recordings. They talk about everything. The fraud, the forged will, even a plan to frame you if things went south." "They planned to destroy me," I gasped, my voice shaking with shock. I stood at my Denver office window, the city glowing behind the glass. In the reflection, I didn't see the woman who used to send monthly support without question. That version of me no longer existed. The front desk called. "Miss Foster, a Mrs. Diane Foster, is here. She's in tears asking to see her daughter." She's begging now, I thought, my heart cold to her pleas. I didn't hesitate. "Tell her I don't have a mother and please show her out." That night, Laura called. "The FBI froze everything. The beach house and other properties are seized. Emma is facing serious charges and your parents could be indicted too. They are offering to flip on Nathan Brooks for leniency." I laughed bitterly. "Let me guess. They think I'll defend them." "They're delusional," I said, my voice laced with scorn. "Funny thing," Laura replied. "Having no daughter doesn't help their case now." Alone in my apartment, I opened Grandma Ruth's hidden letter. "I chose you, Sophie, because you have what your sister never will. Integrity." "You saw me," I whispered, tears of gratitude falling. My phone buzzed again. Agent Ramirez. "Brooks turned on your family, it's over," I smiled. "No, it's just beginning." And this time, I was the one writing the story. 7 months after that Christmas, I sat in a federal courthouse in Boulder, watching my family enter their guilty pleas. Emma, shackled and in an orange jumpsuit, refused to look at me. "You've lost everything," I thought, my gaze steady. Mom clutched a tissue, still acting the role of the broken-hearted mother. "Your tears won't save you," I mused, unmoved by her act. Dad stared ahead, emotionless. "You chose this," I thought, my heart closed to his silence. The list of charges, money laundering, insurance fraud, forgery, conspiracy. The judge's voice echo. "Given the scale of fraud and their lack of remorse, I'm imposing the maximum sentences permit. Emma Foster, 18 years. James and Diane Foster, 10 years each. No tears, no joy, just closure." Outside, reporters swarmed. "Miss Foster, how does it feel to send your family to prison?" I met the cameras without flinching. "They made that official. I'm free now," I declared, my voice ringing with triumph. That night, Mrs. Thompson and I shared a quiet dinner in my Boulder apartment. "The house sold," she said. "Nice family. They're turning your old bedroom into a nursery." I smiled. "The house needs honest memories now. It's a fresh start," I said, my heart light with hope. Earlier that day, I'd received my promotion, Vice President, New York office. Later, I left white lilies at Grandma Ruth's grave. "You were right," I whispered. "They never saw me coming." "You believed in me," I added, my voice soft with gratitude. "They resented me for becoming exactly what they raised me to be, strong, successful, independent. Their perfect plan had backfired." The morning I packed for New York, a final letter came. My mother's handwriting. "Sophie, we're sorry. We know it's too late. Love, Mom." You don't get to apologize now, I thought, my resolve firm. I shredded it unread. Some bridges should stay burnt. From my new flat overlooking the Hudson, I watched the sun rise. David called. Your inheritance is restored with interest. Also, Emma planned to frame you using your credentials. Then I stopped them just in time, I replied. I outsmarted them, I said, a quiet pride in my voice. Sometimes no family is better than the wrong one, and I was finally free. I'm my own family now, I declared, my heart full of strength. If you've ever been betrayed by the people you trusted most, you know how hard it is to rise. I did, and I'm still standing. Drop a comment below. What would you have done in my place? What would you say to someone like me? And if I've learned anything, it's this. Sometimes walking away isn't weakness, it's power. Choose truth, choose peace, and always choose yourself. I chose